See, it's the whole square. All right, I'm here with Brother Pete. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Been here for 2 days. A lot of people. It's been a while since I was 6 years since I seen you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time I saw Pete, actually went to your school in Kansas, and stayed in your house in your basement.
Yeah.
That was really. Bryce was there.
Yeah. We keep all the crazy stuff in the basement.
Yeah. So, man, it's been a real blessing to be able to see you, and our channel. We have like a little over 9,000 subscribers. And I just want to introduce you to them, and vice versa and whatnot. And man, it's been a blessing. There's so much. Like, I have to now take a week to process everything you said. But it was beautiful stuff, and I just appreciate what you're doing. Appreciate the fact that you're traveling again. I know that's a hardship on the family.
Yeah.
But man, it's just nice.
Has to be done.
Yeah. So, what do you think of Lake Tahoe?
Wow. It's beautiful out here.
Right?
Yeah, we saw a bear outside. What's going on?
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Actually,
We went bareback riding.
yesterday I put a little video up showing the bear because I grabbed it.
I sent it to my wife, and she's like, "Oh, how cute!" Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah.
Little bear.
So, what's in the future for you? You've been traveling a lot, right? What are you going next?
So I'm going. Okay, so I get back, and then I'm back for 5 days, and then I'm off to Maryland.
Wow.
And then after that, I'm off for another 6 days, and then I'm off to Connecticut, and then I'm off 3 days, and then I'm in Houston.
I'll be in Houston in July.
Yeah, I'm in Houston.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll be in Austin, and then after that, I'll be in Hawaii. Right? And just go out there. And then that's as far as that I can tell right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
So, how's it feel traveling again?
feels good.
Yeah. You were traveling a lot before you started the school.
Yeah, I traveled a lot, and I stopped because I wanted to really get into the work, tighten it up. And now I'm ready to go out there now.
Man, guys, I want to share something with you guys. Is that back in 2012, I learned identity from you, and it set the foundation for the way I preach, the way I give Bible studies. So many people have been blessed by it. And there's one thing I'll never forget that you said. You said, because you came down and spent a week with me, and you said, everything I'm showing you, this is all I want you to do, is to give it freely, because this belongs to the body.
Yeah,
And I've done that.
Yeah.
I have done that. I've kept my promise.
Yeah.
I have had seminars, I've had teachings, just teaching people who they are, brother. And that has been a life change.
yeah.
And I love what you're doing, And guys, if you aren't subscribed to his channel, I don't know what's wrong.
Cabrera Jr. on YouTube. But on another note, right? The reason that I say give it away is because when I give it away, I get more. And if I freely give, I freely get more. And so when I say, hey, take it, run with it, it's because, okay, I know I'm going to get more. And because I know I'm going to get more, then I can give more. And that's what it's about. I don't like to hoard anything.
Well, I mean, this belongs to the body.
Yeah.
And the more people know who they are, my gosh.
Yeah.
And wow.
So this morning we were getting in the word and we were like cheering up. I was watching you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought it was just me, right? And I was like, okay, I'm about to cry, and I look over and you're cheering up, and then she's tearing up, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome.
Yeah, guys. So what we did is basically have. I got to get going in the morning, so I'm not going to be here for the final day. But we are in the house, and it's a beautiful, intimate set. I'm glad they didn't get a building.
Yeah.
Because to be in a living room, people eating chips and grabbing water, soda, and when you break bread, it changes the atmosphere. And it's just a beautiful thing, man. And I really loved it. I love what you did. And Veronica and Alex are awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't want to let 6 years go by till I see you.
Bro, and then come down.
Yeah. So I got people asking me on the channel already, like, is he coming to the Bay Area? Is he coming to Modesto?
Yeah, I'll come, bro. He just got to invite me. He didn't invite me.
You know, honestly, I almost wanted to touch on a subject, but there's so much to talk about. I don't even want to go with it.
Touch one, man. Touch something.
You want me to touch one?
Yeah, touch it. Why not?
Okay. I love what you said, because I've never heard it said like that about tongues. And you use the pen example.
Oh, yeah.
I think people need to hear that. Would you mind sharing that?
How about you share?
No.
I know. That way I know that you can run with it.
No, you're the one on the video.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I was talking about, so a lot of us as believers, we don't know the real us, right? And so what ends up happening is you hear voices in your head, and you don't know if it's the real you or if it's just thoughts. And so I used the pin analogy, and I held the pin up, and I said, okay, I want you to say pin. And so everybody said pin. And then I said, okay, but now I'm going to put the pin away. So I put the pin, I said,
Use this, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. So I said, okay, like these are peanuts, right? And I'll say, okay, so these are peanuts. So then I'll say peanuts, and everybody say peanuts. And then I'll hide it, and I'll say, okay, so now I want you to see peanuts. I don't want you to imagine peanuts, because I'm not imagining David. I'm seeing David. I'm not imagining my wife. I'm seeing my wife in my mind. So I'm seeing it. So I'm saying, I want you to see nuts, these peanuts. Right? And so what ends up happening is you're seeing them, and then I say, okay, now say it, but don't say it out loud. And so then you say it.
I just did.
Yeah. And so then I say, okay, so you saw without seeing, you spoke without speaking, and you heard without hearing. I said, that's the real you. Like, that's the you that the Holy Spirit trains. And that's the you that God speaks to. And that's the real you that's present. And it's like when you dream and you wake up, you don't wake up in your dream, but you realize you're dreaming. And then, so then all of a sudden, everybody does this. They want to start flying, right? They're like, I'm going to start flying. And then they'll start flying. Like, wait a minute. Why are you flying now? Because you're present. So in the dream, you're present, even though you're asleep, which means the real you is now in the dream. And now you can control certain things because you're present. A lot of Christians are not present in their walk. And so if you can do that in a dream by being present, how much more when you're in the real world, you become present. And so I started talking about, the Holy Spirit and how you know what you sound like. You know what you sound like, so you can hear yourself. You're not thinking about how you sound. You can actually hear when you pray in tongues. You can hear it because it's actually going on. And so I say, okay, now hear yourself praying in tongues. So you start hearing it, and then you're like, wait a minute. And then it keeps going, and it doesn't stop. And then all of a sudden, you're like, wow, I can hear myself praying in tongues. Well, that's because it never stopped. The Spirit never stops talking to you. The only difference is now you're aware of the Spirit that's been talking the whole time. And so the same way, when you're aware and you start understanding this, you can pay attention to some things. You can listen to some, you can be aware and be present all the time. And that's what that's about.
Yeah, I think to tie it in, we're talking about quieting yourself. We're going to that quiet place, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But to be able to tune the world out, because I've heard God will not have a shouting match with your problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but to be able to just hear the voice of God, and again, another thing is that there was a language God spoke. Guys, God didn't speak Hebrew when He said, "Let there be light." He didn't speak Spanish or English or German or Italian. There was a language in heaven.
Yeah.
What is that language?
It's called the language of creation. And we can all speak it. Jesus spoke it. That means that all creation could listen. It was made subject to what He said because of that. And I think that's the level that we need to walk in. We need to walk in a harmony with the Spirit of God. We walk with God on a daily, right? And we grow in maturity and we learn who we are by a walk, And I can't lay hands and impart that to you. I can't impart a relationship to you.
Yeah.
I can't. It's impossible. That happens with time. And you have to walk with God. That's what the walk's all about. It's a place outside of space and time where you and God become one. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Amen. So I don't want to keep it long, but with that, Pete, I appreciate it. Appreciate everything you taught, your friendship, and I can't wait to see you again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be not 6 years, I promise you.
Bro, there's so much that I want to talk about.
I know. But that's one. What's cool is in the morning we're sitting around the table, like 3 of us only, and I just I looked up at Pete and I'm like, man, I miss you, bro. You know what I mean? But it was just really nice. It reminded me of being in your house when you made that bomb coffee with the French press.
Yeah. I love coffee.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. God bless you. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, and and give him my peanuts back.
Yeah. And here's what's crazy. Like, I've been knowing Dave for a long time, Pastor Dave, and man, he's the real deal, man. I remember that he would get really serious with certain questions, and he would hold no punches. And he was like, "Okay, let me ask you something." And I was like, "Damn, bro, you ain't messing around," because he's like, "We don't got time to waste." And that's what it's about. It's about equipping the sheep, right?
Yeah, but did we ever get upset? Did we ever? The respect has always been there.
Yeah.
And I think that it's the hard questions where we grow.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. God bless you. Thank you so much.